So, today was another one of those days where I was just like, I fucking don't want to deal with it. I need to take a shower. So I did that. Robin Foot. Oh, he just died. Alright, bye. Woo! Head on line. Let's get back out of here. There's a box over there. I want that box. So, you know how Tumblr makes me mad? And so I wanted to, one of the posts that I see all the time that makes me really mad are the ones that are like, I hate nerd guys because they always require some sort of gatekeeping, which I don't really understand. And it's specifically about this one girl who says, I don't date nerd guys because I wore a Star Wars shirt once. Do I have to run? Nope. Do I have to... What do I do here? Okay. I specifically don't date nerd guys because they're assholes, and here's how this one was an asshole. I wore a... Oh, he's dead. Star Wars shirt. And he said, what, are you trying to wear that to impress me? Now, there's no tone or context given to the situation other than she showed up wearing a Star Wars shirt. God damn it. I'ma die. This is bullshit. Okay. So... And there was a reply to that post that got a lot of traction, which was... So, you're probably an attractive female, which confuses nerd guys in the first place because they were bullied and abused by a lot of attractive people, specifically probably attractive girls, in their lifetime. So, like... It makes sense for him to be a little apprehensive at the idea that you would also be into the shit that he's into, right? So, he may be a little... whatever, so he may be a cunt about it, but... Did I leave? Oh, do I have the option of leaving, or continuing? Ah, I have the option of continuing, so I'm just gonna... see if I can see through this... Ah! Okay, that's what I need. And I said, I really fucking hate that shit because, you know, you should probably understand a little bit about the fact that yes, indeed, everybody was bullied about it, so it makes sense that this guy would be a little bitch, right? And Emily's like, yeah, but does that work? Do I need to use exploding? Woo, he blew the fire out using fire. That makes sense. And so Emily was losing her goddamn mind about the fact that there are plenty of times when she was younger that she was shamed into thinking that her interests were shitty because, you know, like, all the friends that she had that were girls were like, you're into video games? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's so gross. Or there were guys that were like, you probably think fucking Pac-Man is video gaming, you fucking dumb slut. And so she had to prove to them that she was actually into video games. She had to do that shit when she was into cars. She had to do that shit when she was into anything. Because nerds are assholes and gatekeepers, and it's, you know, she had that happen to her. And I stopped talking about it because whenever she gets like that, it becomes an argument of, yes, I understand that happened to you, but I want you also to understand that I get real fucking tired of people speaking in broad generalizations because that didn't happen to me. So does my anomaly make it so that does my anomaly mean nothing? at that point. So if I'm gonna discount her shit, does that mean that she's discounting my shit too? Like, I don't understand. So I said nothing, and everybody was pee-pants about it. Mom started arguing about how guys are assholes. And I was like, okay, good. Just gonna descend into this nonsense. That's fine. Because one of the other arguments is that nerd culture isn't made fun of anymore. It's like mainstream, and I'm like, okay, there's a difference between people accepting the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies and accepting that you're soup in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and accepting that you're into like the comic books where or the comic books in general, right? So people are still made fun of for liking shit. Like, if you like Game of Thrones, you can't like the fucking books. If you like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what kind of fucking nerd are you for reading comic books? Those are for kids. Like, even... God damn it. So, that argument doesn't really hold up for me. Because, you know, there's a lot of shit where either I just wasn't bullied, or it wasn't a sort of bullying that I paid attention to, I guess. But she talks like, that's the only hers is the only experience that matters because mine is an anomaly or something. That didn't work. There we go. And it pisses me the fuck off because perpetuating abuse is not something that I think should be going on. And I was fucking mad, right? What's up here? I wonder. Hey, Angry Poot Cloud. Hey, Angry Poot Clouds. I'm gonna go this way, though. To this fucking duck. That shits out eyeballs. Damn it. Oh, I can't do anything now. What is happening? You know what's happening? That. Get fucked, sir. You're out of mana. No? Okay. I guess I'll go here. Nope. And then, like, Lorelai was irritating as shit. Like, as soon as I got up. I had to get up and bring shit in the house. And then Lorelai pissed me off immediately because, like, the cats were fighting and she tried to chase them down and fight with them because, you know, they were fighting and she thought that was what you needed to do to punish them. I don't know. So I had to stop her from doing that, and then Dad needed help in the house. What are you doing, guy? I don't know. I don't even remember now because I took a nap because I was so fucking mad. I just get so goddamn tired of, like, wanting to have a conversation about something and minimally makes it a I was persecuted so fucking bad in my youth, and I'm like, you know, I'm also a female nerd? Why didn't I have to put up with that shit, right? Or is it I had to put up with that shit and yet I ignored it? Because in the time that I was growing up, I was really shy. And if somebody didn't like me, I just didn't play with them. If they were like, you're in video games gross, if anybody ever said that, I didn't fuck with them. It was easy. He's on fire. So, like, I didn't have that experience of guys don't like me because I'm into video games, or I have to prove how into video games I am. But also, she was always unattractive girl because she had huge tits and a thin waist. So I didn't have to deal with all that shit the way that she did. So if I was into something, people would be like, yeah, alright. Because they didn't have any expectations of me because I'm fat. So she's like, well, you know, guys put their dick on my desk because they were assholes. And I'm like, okay, I also went to public high school. You know what happened to me? Not fucking that. Goddamn maze. How do I... This is the entrance, though. Mike. I can't get to that switch. Can I? Fuck you, Mike. Oh! I want you there. Cool. And then she just kept being pee-pants because she was like, well, she doesn't believe this shit happens to me, which is why I talk about it constantly. And I'm like, no, I do believe that it happened to you. What I don't understand is why me saying that shit didn't happen to me automatically fucking, because it's abnormal, discounts my experience. So she says that I discount her experience, and yet she discounts completely and utterly my experience. Because it's not normal, because it's not what happened to her. Excuse me. Fucking... Okay, so that just goes here, and then these just go up... here? Nothing up here. Alright. How do we like this? Not enough to kill him. There's fireworks going off. I can see them. And then up here is the same thing? Okay. Oh! Oh! Does this actually take me anywhere? The mom was like, she was made fun of because she was shy and she was fat. And I was like... And Emily had nothing to say to that. Absolutely fucking nothing. She was so goddamn angry about the fact that, you know, she had to either prove she was into something or just pretend she wasn't, because otherwise people are gonna make fun of her. And now gaming is mainstream, so she doesn't understand, like, how anybody could be made fun of for it. And I'm like, it's not fucking mainstream in the least. You can be into Madden, or you can be into, like, the shit that I have, Call of Duty and stuff, but if you're into, like, Dragon Age, and if you're really into Dragon Age, God, what a fucking weirdo. I mean, like, I get made fun of for writing fanfiction all the time, right? Maybe not over- God damn it. Maybe not overtly, but it's still unpleasant. Do I have to do something? And she's like, well, you know, that's not the normal experience, and so fuck you. It's the all women are fucking sexually harassed and abused by men or whatever versus that doesn't happen to me, so what does that make me? Is that, do I still qualify? Do I not qualify anymore? Like, are you gonna revoke my fucking lady card? Like, I don't understand. I'm gonna kill all these poop clouds. Eat shit, guy. I'm not gonna do that one. It just feels to me like there's really no reason to be abusive to someone who's abusive to you, because it just kind of perpetuates. And I guess the other issue that I had with it was the argument that they gave for they don't understand how somebody could be like, are you really into Star Wars, was the original 1977 run of Star Wars was seen by 110 million people. I don't know about you, but I wasn't alive in 1977. Right? So, as such, I don't feel like that's a good metric for saying whether or not, you know, it's right, you have the right to bitch about somebody liking a thing. Because honestly, the only person who would have shown it to you at that point was fucking your parents or your grandparents. And who's to say that... How is that measured, right? If it's 110 million tickets that were sold, there were a shitload of people that saw it like 7 times. So how many of those people were individual watchers of Star Wars? I don't know. And I mean, come on. If someone's like, I was abused as a kid, so I kind of abuse other people, do you say, fine, I'm just gonna abuse you some more? Because you're you know, you're an asshole for the things that you do and say? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Because if that guy had said, Are you actually legit into Star Wars? Are you just wearing that to impress me? My response would not have been, it was seen by 110 million people in 1977 because I was born in 1986. That being the case, I would have said something like, or do you have options there, right? Because it's a fucking conversation. You don't say, well, fuck you, and fuck you too. You say, maybe, well, did it impress you? Or you say, no, I enjoy Star Wars, and then he can proceed to be more of an asshole and ask you, like, what the fuck does Calrissian's cape color? I think it's yellow, I don't know. But, like, you know, if... Because you can be flirtatious, you can be like, did it impress you? Do you want to do me more now because I'm into Star Wars? No, that's not what they said. They said, oh my god, you're such a fucking shithole because you dared question my fucking nerd cred. Because they've been bullied their entire life into thinking that they need to defend their nerd cred. Because they're women and people are constantly like, oh, you're into fucking Pac-Man? You don't like video games, you're just into Pac-Man, that's not video games. You think you're into video games because you play Bejeweled? That's not fucking video games, you fucking poser bitch. No. You know who's doing that now? Probably nerds. Probably fucking you too. Like guys. Because now you know more than guys about comic books and shit, like Duella Dent. I would never have figured out who Duella Dent was unless someone was like, I can't believe this guy is being such an asshole. Fucking steampunk Joker gender bend. Trying so hard. When I try hard is when you die hard. What is that? Undyne, finally. I got 1 cast left. That's weird. Oh. That's cool, actually. I was like, why did all of them go up but these two? Is there, like, a pathway here? And there was a stairs. Is it boss time? Am I ready for this? Oh, it's a Minotaur. I don't know, you don't have any magic. You analyze him. You use Fairy Walnut on combat magic. Beat a boss in 10 seconds. Minotaur fears Sylphid. He fears the Djinn! I can use the Djinn! Oh, jeez. Oh, that was nasty. Oh, he knocked them both out. Poopy. Get up, both of you. Continue to lightning bolt him. Lightning bolt some more. You're in the middle of casting. Alright, you know what? Use air cutter. Sorry, air blast. Oh, he's dead now. Well then.
Is that right outside, or is that up there?
It's over there. I don't know what fucking direction it is. Way to go, kid! Got Javelin's orb. Well,